They're boring f***ers over there, so no one wants that.
We have department analytics.
Don't listen to these
guys.
We don't care about no body shots. We're gonna knock him out on the 19th. Just put all the controversy and all of that nonsense to rest and show that I'm a man of the future.
Daniel Dubois is stepping up for the biggest fight of his career against Oleksandr Usyk. Some pros believe Dubois can cause an upset, while others think Usyk's skill and experience will be too much. Here's what top fighters and trainers are saying ahead of this heavyweight showdown. Tony Bellew shut down the idea of a Dubois versus Usyk rematch, calling out the ongoing controversy around the alleged low blow. According to Bellew, Dubois wasn't robbed. He was beaten clearly. He pointed out that the shot everyone keeps debating landed on the protector, not below the belt, and reminded fans how the fight ended, with Dubois kneeling in defeat.
Daniel Dubois fought him once, and we've seen how that fight went.
Yeah.
Everyone goes on about a shot. Let's just be brutally honest, it hit the protector. Why is it called the protector? Because it protects you from certain shots. I mean, I was going to ask what's the neck on them shorts, but
sure.
It was nuts, but no one said anything.
No.
But then ultimately when Oleksandr Usyk fights Daniel Dubois, and his shorts are on his navel, and you can clearly see his belly button at times in the fight. No one said, all of a sudden his shorts are high. So it's whatever suits people's narrative and agendas at the time. For people who are Fury fans, they want to say Usyk's done this or he's robbed that. For people who are Dubois fans, just look at the cold, hard facts. He hits him on the protector. The protector's called the protector for a reason. And then ultimately, look at how the fight ended up. I mean, he had enough.
On his knees, wasn't he? By the end, on one knee.
Eddie Hearn shared his thoughts on a potential rematch between Daniel Dubois and Oleksandr Usyk, and surprisingly, he does not count Dubois out. Eddie Hearn said in his recent interview, "I think I give Dubois a shot in that fight. It's a good time. I mean, a little bit of inactivity because of the fight falling through against Joseph Parker, but, you know, it's exciting. Definitely a fight he could win." Hearn also pointed out how uncharacteristically emotional Usyk looked during their recent face-off, hinting that Dubois might have gotten under his skin, something most opponents haven't managed to do. Simon Jordan gave a passionate take on the potential Usyk versus Dubois rematch, backing Dubois not just for his physical tools, but for his personal growth and mental transformation. Jordan believes this is Dubois' moment to rise.
I said it to Oleksandr Usyk, and there's no favoritism here. I think it's Daniel Dubois' time. I think he's a ferocious
Have to agree with
beast. Yeah, absolutely. and I think he deserves all the plaudits. I think what walked into Wembley Stadium was an absolute gladiator, and I'm thrilled for him that he's coming out of himself, growing as a man.
Jordan sees Dubois not only as a fighter, but as a man coming into his own, mentally tougher, more mature, and ready for the biggest stage. But when it comes to the fight itself, Jordan made one thing very clear. Dubois can't rely on the judges.
Becoming more worldly and able to communicate with the media, and I think it's going to be a fabulous fight.
Do you believe that he can get it done inside the distance?
I think he has to get done inside the distance.
Yeah. You don't think he can win on points?
I think it's unlikely.
Yeah.
I think it's unlikely. But whatever, July 19th, brilliant fight.
While praising Dubois' progress, Jordan pointed out the brutal reality of facing a master technician like Usyk. In his view, the only path to victory for Dubois is a knockout, anything less. And Usyk likely takes it on the cards. While Daniel Dubois and his camp have tried to rattle Oleksandr Usyk with mind games and public call-outs, the Ukrainian champion stayed completely unfazed. No trash talk, no tension, just pure class, with a subtle jab of his own.
It's a good fighter. It's a boxer. Listen, I respect all who boxing in gym, because I know it's very hard. I respect all my opponent. Daniel too.
Including him.
Yeah.
Usyk's calm response wasn't just respectful, it was a psychological checkmate. By brushing off Dubois' antics with a smirk and that dry sense of humor, Usyk sent a clear message. He's not just unbothered, he's already 2 moves ahead. Tension rose during the face-to-face interview when Daniel Dubois tried to flip the script with some last-minute fire. But once again, Usyk's icy calm stole the moment. While Dubois leaned in with a warning, Usyk didn't flinch, calmly replying to him.
Jesus.
Don't worry. Take it easy, buddy.
I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you, man.
Okay. I wait you.
Yeah.
Скажи.
It wasn't just awkward, it was psychological warfare, and Usyk owned the silence. While most fighters crank up the intensity before fight night, Oleksandr Usyk is out here casually strolling across Wembley, smiling and joking like it's a Sunday walk, even pretending to look for Daniel Dubois. No stress, no pressure, just pure confidence.
Daniel! Where are you? Daniel!
Usyk's calm isn't an act, it's a warning. When a man this relaxed walks into a fight, it usually means he already knows how it ends. Frank Warren isn't backing down from his bold prediction. He's fully confident in Daniel Dubois' chances against Oleksandr Usyk, even taking a jab at Anthony Joshua's current form. Warren believes Dubois is the fighter who can dethrone Usyk, and he's not holding back on his thoughts.
AJ's not the fighter he was. This is a guy who's not on the way down. This is going to be a real test for Mr. Usyk. A big test for him, and we'll see. And I genuinely believe that my man will win. I genuinely believe that.
Warren's words aren't just about backing Dubois, they're a clear shot at the narrative surrounding Anthony Joshua's decline. According to Warren, Usyk's true test lies ahead with Dubois, and he's convinced his fighter's the one who will rise to the occasion and pull off the upset. Spencer Oliver wasn't shy when asked for his thoughts on a potential Usyk versus Dubois rematch. While most would play it safe, Oliver isn't holding back on his bold take, acknowledging Usyk's brilliance but giving a nod to Dubois' power as the wild card in this fight.
Revenge.
I think you'd be stupid to not say repeat, because Oleksandr Usyk is the #1 heavyweight of our generation. But if there's any one heavyweight out there right now that can give Usyk trouble or possibly beat him, it is Daniel Dubois. But I go with Usyk because you would be stupid not to. The guy's a genius at what he does in the ring.
Oliver's admiration for Usyk's dominance is clear, but he doesn't mince words when it comes to Dubois. He believes the young British heavyweight has the tools to be a real threat, especially in the early rounds. However, experience and skill tilt the scale in Usyk's favor.
I do agree with you. I think that it's hard to pick against Usyk, but I truly believe that for 5 rounds, and I think he should try and detonate, for 5 rounds, Dynamite Dubois, Triple D, will be very, very dangerous.
He's the most dangerous heavyweight in the division that can give him a problem right now.
Oliver wraps up with a crucial point. While Usyk is the safer bet, Dubois' explosive power makes him a serious threat, especially in the early rounds. If Dubois can catch Usyk with something big early, it could change the entire dynamic of the fight. But Oliver still leans toward Usyk's undeniable skill and fight IQ to pull through. Oleksandr Usyk doesn't just win fights, he steals the spotlight with his charisma. Ahead of a potential rematch with Daniel Dubois, Usyk gave fans another classic moment by mocking the prediction hype in his own hilarious way.
Time undisputed from Ukraine, Oleksandr Usyk. Usyk.
With just one sentence and a smile, Usyk made it clear, no matter the rematch talk, he still sees himself as the king of the division, calm, confident, and still undefeated. Usyk's energy says it all. But on the other hand, after months of being written off and labeled the underdog, Daniel Dubois is firing back with pure venom. No more polite sound bites or cautious optimism. Dubois has gone full savage ahead of a potential rematch with Oleksandr Usyk. And this time, he isn't just promising a better performance, he's promising complete destruction.
I'm going to put him to sleep properly this time. I want to nail him to the canvas.
So categorically, Oleksandr Usyk, who's a great fighter, cannot take this version of Daniel Dubois' speed and power.
No way. No way. This time it's going to be proper war. Give you guys a bloodbath and, just tear him up, put him to sleep.
Do you think this is the end of his career?
It will be. I'll make sure it is. I want to see England stop for that day and, lifting the crown and lifting all the belts up. I want to see the whole world stop. This will be the biggest fight in the world and I want all eyes on it. So, yeah, I can't wait. It's going to be historic and powerful and massive.
Dubois isn't just talking about revenge. He's talking about legacy. From claiming he'll end Usyk's career to demanding the world stop and watch, Dubois is painting a picture of total dominance. It's a bold, violent declaration that's either pure delusion or the mindset of a man ready to risk everything. And if Usyk wasn't already dialed in, this might just give him all the fuel he needs. After being stopped by Oleksandr Usyk in their first meeting, a fight mired in controversy over a supposed low blow, Daniel Dubois has re-emerged with a whole new mindset. And in his own words, this rematch means far more than just boxing. It's personal, and Dubois is promising absolute chaos in the ring.
It wasn't just a fight. It was a lot more than just a fight. It was a lot more. But I've rebuilt from it. I was in a dark place and I came out of it, and that's the main thing. I come out of it, and I can't wait for this one. It's going to be a bloodbath. And
now heading into Wembley Stadium with a shot at redemption and potentially 90,000 fans behind him, Dubois isn't focused on the noise or the lights. He's locked in on one thing: war. This isn't about belts anymore. It's about proving he belongs and that Usyk didn't break him. He built him.
Potentially on your side.
It doesn't matter if they're cheering him on or
doesn't bother you.
Don't matter. I love the sport and fighting to win.
Dubois isn't looking for validation or cheers. He's chasing carnage. After being humbled, questioned, and counted out, he now sees this rematch as his resurrection, and the only way out is through Usyk, in what he promises will be one of the most brutal fights of the year. Amidst all the tension and high-stakes talk surrounding a potential Oleksandr Usyk versus Daniel Dubois rematch, there was a rare moment of levity backstage. As serious as the build-up may be, Usyk once again reminded everyone that he's not just a cold technician in the ring, he's also a natural showman with razor-sharp wit.
Friend. Yes, your man. I say, when I win, you present me Bentley.
Yeah, and when Daniel wins, what are you going to give me?
I don't have Bentley.
What cars are
Ukrainian business. I don't have Bentley. You have, I don't have.
All right.
Okay.
It was a lighthearted exchange that had everyone around laughing, a rare moment where the tension broke and the personalities behind the fighters shined through. Usyk's calm confidence mixed with his playful humor continues to make him one of the sport's most charming champions. Even Frank Warren couldn't help but enjoy the moment, just before business resumes inside the ring. As anticipation builds for the potential rematch between Oleksandr Usyk and Daniel Dubois, now with the undisputed heavyweight crown at stake, Chris Eubank Jr. weighed in with a surprising take. While most lean heavily toward Usyk's experience and skill, Eubank focused on something less tangible but equally crucial: mental strength.
I think Daniel Dubois, he's on a roll. He's coming off of a massive win against AJ. Usyk's also on a massive roll, so I think that fight's going to come down to mindset.
It's a perspective that cuts through the technical talk. In a sport where one moment of hesitation can decide everything, Eubank believes this clash won't be won by skill alone, but by whoever can stay locked in when it matters most. And with both men riding career-defining momentum, that edge might be razor-thin. Back in their first fight, Daniel Dubois gave Oleksandr Usyk a real scare. He landed a heavy body shot that sent Usyk to the canvas, and for a moment, it looked like Dubois had pulled off the unthinkable. But the referee ruled it a low blow, not directly in the crown jewels, but low enough to be declared illegal. Frank Warren made a huge fuss about it, calling for justice, and understandably so. Dubois had dropped Usyk, and the moment slipped through his fingers. Usyk was given 4 to 5 minutes to recover, and when he got back up, he made sure to end the argument. By round 9, he stopped Dubois with a clean right hand and successfully defended his titles. That controversial moment is exactly why the rematch feels unfinished, and why Dubois is so desperate to rewrite the ending. Carl Froch, the former super middleweight world champion, isn't exactly known for holding back. And when it comes to the rematch between Daniel Dubois and Oleksandr Usyk, Froch made it clear this isn't the same Dubois who folded in their first fight. In fact, Froch believes we're about to see a completely different beast this time.
But this is the rematch, and Dubois is a different animal. He's a better fighter now. He's had some great wins against Gerald Miller, Hrgovic. He absolutely splattered Anthony Joshua. We've seen that fight, and he's now full of confidence. He's on the crest of a wave, and he's a guy now getting into the ring really, really solidly, believing in himself.
From getting written off as mentally fragile to breaking through with back-to-back statement wins, Froch's point is clear: Dubois has evolved. No longer a hesitant contender, he's a fighter, riding high after demolishing Anthony Joshua and proving he can go to war with the division's best. But will confidence alone be enough to unseat a master technician like Usyk? That's what makes this rematch so dangerous and so unpredictable. Oleksandr Usyk's promoter, Alex Krasyuk, sees this rematch as more than just another title defense. For him, it's about cementing a legacy that no fighter in modern history has ever achieved.
This is a chance to make history. 3-time undisputed. Do you remind anyone?
There's no one.
Neither do I.
Not from cruiserweight up to heavyweight.
Exactly. So this is a history in the making. So the guy is delivering something that we never seen before. And Daniel Dubois is lucky. He's getting his second chance.
But while Krasyuk acknowledges Usyk's unmatched skill and ambition, he also gives full credit to the man standing in the opposite corner. What Dubois has become since that first fight has surprised even him.
I remember him after the final, when he was knocked out by Usyk, and he was thinking to retire. He was standing in the corner and thinking like, I'm gonna stop boxing. And Usyk came up to him and said, no man, you are too young, you have great future. And what we see now, the guy is the IBF champion. Wow. Dubois is not the young kid, the prospect anymore. He is the mature man with big muscles and with sufficient knowledge and experience that he received with his recent fights. And you know what? This guy is dangerous. This guy is really dangerous, and the one who underestimates him does terribly wrong.
That warning from Usyk's own camp isn't just flattery. It reflects a deeper truth heading into this rematch. Dubois has transformed. He's already bounced back from his darkest moment, and now he's aiming to create one for Usyk. You'd think Anthony Joshua would have plenty to say about the man who just splattered him at Wembley, and the man who took his belts twice. But when asked for a prediction on Usyk versus Dubois 2, AJ refused to play into the hype. In fact, he shut it down in a way that left fans stunned.
I think it's going to be good. I've got a few thoughts on it, but I feel like I don't want to talk on it too much because it's not my fight. It's their fight. I don't want to promote their fight. I don't want to talk about it. I'll be honest with you, I don't want to talk about it.
You actually not?
No.
He's promoting their.
Yeah, I'm not here to. So what are you asking me for? You're not asking me. Turn the camera off and ask me about it. You're asking me in front of a bright light to put it out in front of the media to promote your channel and their fight. I'm not doing it. It's not my interest. You know, I'm not in the game. It's not my business. But good, as I said, it will be a good fight, and good luck to both of them.
That reaction didn't go unnoticed, especially from fans who feel Joshua should have something to say, considering Daniel Dubois flattened him in 6 and Usyk outboxed him twice. But instead of siding with either man or giving insight, AJ made it clear that the fight is not his business anymore. Whether that's bitterness, distance from the sport, or calculated silence, it left more questions than answers. From cold confidence to chaotic promises, from mind games to knockout threats. This rematch isn't just about belts anymore. It's about redemption, legacy, and proving who the real king of the heavyweight division is. Usyk remains the composed, undefeated tactician with everything to lose. Dubois is the reborn destroyer with nothing to fear. And with the undisputed crown on the line at Wembley, this fight has all the ingredients for a seismic, era-defining war. One mistake, one shot. That's all it takes. Who takes it this time? Usyk's genius or Dubois' raw power? Is this the rise of a new king or the final chapter in Usyk's heavyweight legacy? Drop your prediction in the comments.